Good evening, Commonwealth, and thanks for watching the Channel 2 News. I'm Chris Nelson.
I'm Bob Colding. Straight ahead on this edition of the news.
Two major hotels are near the end of 40-year public land leases, and DPL says they are ready to deal. Also tonight, TLC doesn't mean tender loving care, it means temporary labor certificate, and the difficulty in getting them could mean a major disruption. And our Ashley McDowell in search of sweeter things.
And in sports, the added gym is getting a makeover, but still will not win any beauty contest. Stay with us. We'll have these stories and more next.
"48 hours. That's all we get in a week. But those 48 hours, we try to make them last forever. How? By filling in fast with all the right stuff. With a lot of laughter, a little drama, some adventure, and a whole lot of love.
Dad, Mom's here.
It happens pretty quick,
Bye, Dad.
but it's cool. Because the rest of the week, we talk about our plans
You want to go to the beach?
on how to make the next 48 hours last us a lifetime.
Looking for a truck that's reliable, durable, and a great value? Then drive Tacoma. Tacoma is Saipan's most popular truck. Look around. Everyone drives Tacoma. That's because 9 out of 10 Tacoma trucks sold over the last 10 years are still on the road. If you drive a truck for work or play, you need Tacoma. Good looks, rugged styling with the latest technology, and power when you need it. After all, Saipan is Tacoma territory.
Hafaday Tirwami and good evening, Commonwealth. In 18 months from now, the lease for the Fiesta Resort will expire. 6 months later, the lease for Hyatt Regency Saipan expires. DPL says they are not planning on issuing RFPs, that a new public law gives them the ability to negotiate with the current tenants. But so far, the parties are pretty far apart on price. We sat down with Public Lands late yesterday afternoon, and we didn't edit this next story very much. You'll see a lot of the discussion and thought process that is going into the deliberations.
Right now, DPL, we've met with HANMI, Hotel Association of the Northern Mariana Islands. We've met with Chairwoman Gloria. And for Fiesta, we've met with Alex Sablon. And for Hyatt, we've met with your entire team, Manager Nishikawa and the team. And last week, we met with the owners. So the intent
Was that your first time meeting the owner
Yes.
of the property?
Yes.
And how did that go? How was that a good thing? That
It was actually very smooth.
Yeah, very productive.
Very productive meeting. You can pull pictures out of our Facebook page for that meeting. We explained to the management team before the owner came in previous meetings, and we just reassured the owner that what we're trying to do right now is to talk and get our mutual agreements together.
Both Hyatt and Fiesta would like to stay, but it's fair to say that they both want a new lease that is similar, at least in rental payments, to what they pay now.
We are trying to find a mutual middle ground between representing the people of Northern Mariana's descent and also ensuring that our existing operator, because they're interested, continue. And so one of the issues that was brought up, our current requirements are that we charge 5% fair market value. So an appraisal is required. Now, 5% fair market value with improvements is a big difference with 5% fair market value without improvements.
The devil is in the details. Right now, Terragazos say the hotels pay about $25,000 per month, or a little over $300,000 per year in rent to DPL, plus a percentage of gross revenue tax. Under lease terms calculated at 5% of fair market value, that $25,000 per month could jump up to roughly $250,000 per month.
What the department does with these appraisals is we have an internal appraiser that takes a look at these private appraisals and reviews, are the comparables accurate? Are they pretty fair? Are they an indicator of that specific time frame? We take the two appraisal values and we would be able to meet on the middle ground to kind of get what that market value will be or how much they would pay. That's a concern to them, and we're here to listen, and so we hear their concern. These are
the flexibility to, where did that 5% number come from?
So the 5% is our DPL regulations, and it follows along the market trend. In fact, I believe Palau is higher. Is Palau at 9%?
Yeah, they're significantly higher. I mean, their properties, they mirror the CNMI, except that theirs is a little bit longer in terms of how long you can lease the property. But theirs is fairly significantly higher than the CNMI ranges.
So what we're doing in the department, we've told Hanmi that we need about a month's time, and we've talked to the Deputy Attorney General and how we're going to come up with what our number would be. Elenita Gutierrez is the internal staff appraiser, and she has a 1 month task to kind of give different scenarios. Now, this is new. No other leases have come to their maturity until this time, right?
So this is the first time that DPL is doing this?
Except for Camp Pacific. Camp Pacific was also the first matured lease. Right? There's been no
other.
But
there wasn't a deal negotiated, so this is actually the first time you're doing a deal negotiation?
Yes, because with Camp Pacific, we were required to RFP, period. There was no way around that law.
Because it was pre-2084.
Yes, pre-2084.
Okay.
And so now 2084 says, 2084 has taken into account what had happened with Camp Pacific and the many different factors. And so the legislature has stepped in and really given us the tool that we need to be able to prevent such an issue. And moving forward, Hyatt has already genuinely expressed their interest to continue, and the administration has supported, that we work together. And so they have also met with Governor Torres and Lieutenant Governor Palacios, and so through Hanmi and through the community, we hear a lot of, please consider Hyatt and have them stay because they are a flagship hotel, similar with Fiesta. And the department has taken all of that into consideration, especially because they employ a lot of our local people. And so one of the main things that we don't want to do is not have a mutual agreement. And so far, I would say I'm very comfortable in terms of our negotiations. I believe that everybody is anxious and nervous to find out, what's going to happen. But really, this tool that Public Law 2084 gave us is what we need. And it's going to be a different scenario.
We're going to review the region's real estate market and take a look at the hotel's revenue as well. Analyze that and come up with a number that's comfortable for not just DPL, but for the developers as well. It just makes sense at the end of the day that we all come to this mutual understanding. So that's what the study is actually for, is to determine different scenarios and then come to an agreement as to which works best. And then from there, we'd amend DPL's regulations.
So so you have 30 days to do, this is your job?
Yeah, the clock is ticking.
Yeah, it's a DPL imposed time frame.
Yeah.
Okay.
It wasn't imposed by outside factors, but just the fact that we realize internally that we need to move forward with it. And so she has 2 more weeks left to finish it, and she's also meeting with the financial management team of both respective hotels, and in order to pull out a more true and accurate number, because the hotels can tell us 5% fair market value is not going to work. And as much as we want to be empathetic with that, we represent people of Northern Marianas descent. We also want to make sure that we negotiate the highest and best deal. So we decided to come up with an internal study, and we don't even have to depend on their numbers, although they're willing to open up their books. We have our own record from both hotels, all their previous BGRTs we collect, and so the internal appraiser is retrieving all of that information and coming up with a scenario. What we're looking for, because right now the hotels pay roughly over $300,000 a year. That's with improvements. I'm sorry, $300,000 a year without improvements.
So to give people some idea, a hotel of that size on that size land is paying about $25,000 a month in rent?
In rent.
Is that ballpark?
Ballpark, yeah.
Clock is ticking on employment renewals, and time is not on the CNMI's side. More tonight from two local businessmen who have looked at the numbers and don't like what they see.
This process is not working. You know, it's not working. It's going to put us through, and we got to do it now. We can't. This is August. You know, 9:30. You know, everybody. May think, well, we still have time. You don't have time.
Brand new for this year, new steps that make it much more cumbersome to hire and renew non-resident workers. The added steps have increased the length of time it takes to process applications.
When the law passed, it's as you read it, it's plain and simple. We needed a prevailing wage survey. It needed to be done. Maybe for whatever reason was delayed because we needed an IFR, the interim final rule issued by the federal government. That was done in March, right? That kicked off the effort for the prevailing wage survey. We had the first one, I think, done by May 31st, sometime in May. Then we had the final one done in July 1st, right? Essentially allowing for this 90-day process, and I'm not sure there was an appreciation of how long this process was, right? But now that we know it's more than 90 days, then considering that we completed the prevailing wage determination, prevailing wage survey on the 1st of July, that left you 90 days to act, right? So even if you acted on July 2nd, if this takes 90 days.
Who dropped the ball on the prevailing wage survey? Why didn't that happen sooner?
You know what? I think we can probably, it's really not the time here, Chris, to play the blame game. Really, it's to resolve the situation. I mean, we could drop names and so forth and maybe discuss that on a day after and for the sake of problem resolution, because it's always good to look back what mistakes you made and let's see how we're going to get it right the next time, right? Mm-hmm. But now mistakes have been made or delays have been affected. The realization of this process is now in place, and the results are, you're not gonna thousands of workers are not going to be renewed by 9:30, right? And hundreds of employers will have to make a decision to move them, to make arrangements to have them depart, potentially make decisions in order to reduce business operations, for that matter, close business operations.
Is there a potential legislative fix? Have you talked to Khalili's office? Is there anything that can be done?
I would say there is not a legislative fix at this point. The problem is that the law is very clear that these visas expire on September 30th. And there is a 240-day extension if you have a valid petition that's pending for renewal.
But if that I-29 is received on October 2nd, it's too late?
It won't be valid.
The 240 days does not apply in that situation as far as you know?
No. So what could work is if, and I'm going to say an executive order by the president because he has USCIS under the executive branch, he could issue an executive order saying that all visas that currently expire September 30th, 2019, have a 240-day extension whether the petition is in place or not. With that extension, That would keep all these workers valid, and we would have a chance to work through these timelines.
Could U.S. citizens, local workers, step in and fill some of these positions?
We all know the reality is there's not enough of those that may be out of the workforce. It's maybe also a question of qualification. A lot of the positions that are being advertised are for skilled workers, and they have to have these skills. So, you know, we're still in that process of educating the workforce, giving them the skills necessary to fill in these positions. But that's not going to happen in the next 40 days.
Any other solution? Any other short-term solution?
You know, Dave mentions legislation, and you're right. You know, if the governor can't make it happen, if Congressman Khalili can't make it happen, maybe he's correct. You got to bump it up to the top to make things work, right? You got to get it all the way to President Trump to resolve this issue. The information that we're providing today for you has been we've transmitted it to the CNMI Department of Labor Secretary. We've transmitted it to Congressman Khalili's office. So they have this information, and you know, we really need to act on it.
All right, we will continue following that story. Coming up in a galaxy far, far away, actually it's in Chalankanoa, our Ashley McDowell takes a bite. That story and more next.
Get the phone plan you're looking for at IT&E. Stay connected with the strongest, widest, and most reliable network in the Marianas. Stream, share, play, shop, and surf the web with super fast 4G LTE data. Whether you need just a few gigabytes of data to get by, or if you want to go further with unlimited data, there's a plan for you. You'll always get the best price. Visit any IT&E store or call us to learn more. IT&E. Explore your world.
Okay, so what are we thinking today?
Oh, I just need a trim.
Okay, well, luckily you are in great hands. Perfect.
The $1 stylist deal.
Is that it?
That's it.
Or you could get a real deal. McDonald's buy one, get one for $1 deal is here. Buy one of your faves and choose another for just an extra buck. Choose from the Big Mac, filet of fish, quarter pounder with cheese, and 10-piece chicken McNuggets, but only for a limited time.
You deserve more. I know it's been hard. Come on, let's go for a ride.
Hi, welcome to Dow Rent to Own.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Now this feels like home.
Dial Rent to Own. Making lives better since 1987.
Welcome back to the weekend edition of the Channel 2 News. Homer Simpson isn't the only person who loves donuts. Many of us do, especially our reporter Ashley McDowell, and she takes us to the galaxy for this edition of Local Bites.
Welcome to Local Bites. We are here at a galaxy that's not so far, far away. It's actually located right here in Chalankanoa. And for those of you who are familiar with this classic snack shop, you're also familiar with their sweet treat, the donut. Now let's get inside and start rolling some dough. Okay, and so how long has Galaxy been here in Saipan?
Over 40 years already.
Wow, and what kind of food do you guys serve?
We have donuts, empanadas, chicken kelaguen, homemade cheeseburgers, sandwiches, spam musubis.
What would you say is one of your most popular dishes?
It would be the donuts. Yes, our glazed donuts. The special thing about our donuts is that people have been eating it for the past 40 years. It's been like a tradition already. So every morning they come here to get their donuts and empanadas, start their day off with Galaxy 2.
And this right here is where it all begins at 3 a.m. Now let's get to making some dough.
First we'll start off with some shortening.
Shortening, put this in the blender.
A dash of soap.
Ooh, a dash of salt.
Dash of yeast.
So these 2 eggs and sugar going, is that water?
This is hot water.
Hot water, okay.
Just so we can dissolve up the sugar.
Stir this up.
this is what our family calls the magic. This is what makes our donuts so addicting.
Ooh, okay. So this is the secret ingredient?
This is the secret ingredient.
This is the secret part of their donuts that makes you addicted. Flour. That is a big bowl of flour.
Pick them up. Start at one. Slowly. Get the mixture going. Take a feel at it. That's exactly how we want our donut. Bring it over to the
and this is the
mixing
fun part.
table. The fun part, beating the donuts.
All right, let's make some donuts.
There we go. So what we want to do is push down and pull up.
I like that.
Now we'll roll the dough.
Let's get to rolling this dough.
That would be perfect. So how we do it is we push down and we twist in and out and then catch it.
Oh look,
Make that
perfect little donut
little
ring.
donut.
Wow.
So after 15 minutes of letting the dough rise, it's super light now.
Wow, that is very light.
So this is our little frying station. We let them fry for about 2 minutes on each side and then we pick them up. Perfect. Now we'll just put them out.
Nice, so you just put them all on the bamboo stick, line them up.
All on the bamboo stick.
I'm gonna say this is the sweetest part of the experience.
Now this is our final product, our Galaxy Glazed Donuts.
Can't wait to try this. Thank you, Patrick, for teaching me how to make these. This looks delicious. Soft, yet a little crispy on the outside, and very moist. Now let's take a bite. So sweet, so good. Everything I was expecting, and it's still warm. We'll catch you next time on Local Bites.
All right, well,
I was kind of wishing we had some of those donuts here on the desk. I thought you were going to go get some. What happened?
You know, I have not tried one of those. I like donuts. I try not to eat too many of them. But we definitely, in the news business, we have hard news, and then we have second block news, and that was definitely a second block news story.
Well,
but really interesting. I have a new appreciation for how those...
I've been eating them from the 70s. That's one of the first places I ever went to back in the mid-70s when I was over there by NMC. Anyway, but I was just starting
Has the taste stayed the same over
Yes,
the
it's
years?
the closest thing to a Krispy Kreme donut here. Yeah.
Did they have Krispy Kremes in the 70s?
Yes. Oh, absolutely.
They did. That's been around for a long time.
Yeah, that's how I lived through college. That's how I got through college.
Oh,
so the only thing I could
most
afford.
Most people.
The only thing I could afford to eat. So that was like my dinner with donuts. Anyway, I was thinking it'd be a good newsroom policy to have like every morning Galaxy donuts on the desk.
That sounds good. We'll put that in the suggestion box. Go ahead and put that in there, and we'll review it.
I like it. I
Get
think it's
back
a good
to you on
idea.
that.
Talk to management about that.
What's happening in sports? Let's move on.
Cobreville is the place to be these days, you know, especially tomorrow. A lot of things going on in international soccer. We're going to have that story right in the sports report that's next.
Faster, easier to use. With live TV, recordings, video on demand, and streaming apps, all in a single place. When you're looking for something new, recommendations are tailored to you. Voice-powered, personalized results to find what you want faster. And the unlimited potential of smart home.
The new experience from TiVo is here.
Welcome to the Marianas Eye Institute. Our office on Beach Road is staffed with U.S. certified eye care technicians, doctors that have received national recognition, and a friendly, professional staff that will look after you and your loved ones. With over 1,200 eyeglass frames to choose from and an in-house lab, we can make most glasses in about an hour. And we even feature a mobile clinic to bring eye care to you. Keep your eyes healthy and strong with professional eye care at the Marianas Eye Institute.
Hey, go-karters, come early and stay late. We have new summer hours for the Seaside Circuit at Mariana Resort. Daytime is pretty hot, but evenings are pretty cool and perfect for racing. Check in at Mariana's Trekking and you'll be off racing in no time. Bring your fans, bring your friends, and show your ID for a special half-a-day rate after 5 o'clock. And check out our other adventures too, like mountain biking, hiking, kayaking, and off-roading. Perfect for groups, perfect for families, perfect for friends. So go ahead, bring your best friend. Mariana's Trekking, your adventure professional for 17 years. Buenas sports fans. Buenas sports fans, as the island slowly but inevitably recovers, so too are the island's sporting venues. Frankly, KSPN2 Sports is tired of doing stories about damaged facilities and closed golf courses. We want something upbeat, positive, even if we have to stretch for it. This mural on the Ada Gym was painted by Luis Ogo in 2006 as part of the Micronesian Games renovation, and the gym never looked better. Probably the best it's ever looked since it was built in 1981. However, the mural now was funded under DCCA way back then. It's showed the effects of time. It's fading, and just like this gym, it's fading. Look at the CNMI National Gymnasium today. Well, as I say, the show must go on, and it will. Next week, in fact, the gym is about to get patched up using their tiny resources. Just the basics, though, like painting the concrete floor. Gym manager Elias Rangamart says while they await FEMA-funded repairs, it's better to at least get the facility back to a playable condition for night games and leagues and tournaments.
We're hoping we get the scaffolds today, this afternoon, and they'll work on the lighting first. And then we'll do the painting. Hopefully Monday we can start the painting. So we don't want to paint first and then get the scaffold and ruin the floor. So yeah, all temporary.
The gym was approved for repairs from Typhoon Sodalor, yet they were never completed before U2 delivered the knockout punch. So the Sodalor money will be combined with the U2 money to enable the completion of this perhaps $3 million and up facility. On the list of needed repairs, a sorry-looking weight room that looks like it's left over from World War II. That weight symbolizes what's going on with the FEMA funding. It's a game of wait and see. Well, international soccer returns to Koblerville this weekend as the Northern Mariana Islands Football Association will host 2 club teams from Beijing. This gate to the parking lot for the soccer facility here in Koblerville is, well, it's It's all closed now. That's because Homeland Security continues to use this parking lot to store materials for the typhoon recovery. However, come this weekend, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, it's going to be open from 3 to 9, and NMIFA is hoping that you will come out and support the NMI teams in a 14 tournament that's coming up. This morning, the field was getting the finishing touches, and that includes the installation of the new covered player benches. It looks like it's going to be a hard job.
Yeah, the teeth have melted because of the sun.
How long have you been working on this?
A couple of weeks.
Couple of weeks, and this is how much you got done? And you still got that much? Will you be done by tomorrow?
I'm trying.
You're trying. Good luck. The NMIFA office trophy collection keeps growing, and by Monday, they will be adding 2 more. Big or small, well, that's to be determined. NMIFA staff were busy doing all the little things to make this event extra special and memorable, like getting the giveaways ready. Mickey Vargas got off the phone long enough to give us details on this 3-day tourney.
The first game will be tomorrow, the 24th, and the first game will be against the NMI U18 All-Star team. And they'll play against our visiting team, Beijing Elite Corps FC.
And then when does the tournament end?
It ends on the 26th. We'll end with a closing ceremony where they'll be given awards, and it'll be at 8:45 p.m.
And those are the trophies that,
that
the NMI is going to win?
Yes, this one, the big one, that's the one the NMI is going to win.
Each of the 4 teams will walk away with a trophy, and in this case, yes, the bigger the better. All right, opening ceremony will be at 4:15, and the first game will be on 4:30 there Saturday. And now, with no further ado, we've had enough ado already. We proudly present the top plays of the week. Coming in at number 3. Coming right at you, Greg Santos, the Tinian Typhoon with a coast-to-coast travel plan. No reservations needed. Coming in at number 2, Mac Mintak with the Euro Step and then the Bucket. Top plan number 2. And the KSPN2 top play of the week, Bernice Shane Sabino at the opening of the AK Toyota MIBL. Here's the windup and the pitch.
I don't believe what I just saw.
Today's high 91, the low 81, the heat index 105, humidity 75%. Tomorrow mostly cloudy, isolated showers here and there. Northeast winds 5 to 15 miles an hour, high 88, low 78, seas 3 to 5. Sunrise 6:03, low tide 7:58, high tide 2:47, sunset at 6:35. The weekend begins right now, so have a great one. We'll see you back here on Monday night. Thank you for watching.